Alrighty. Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about my opinion of Tristan Paredes. Now, if you don't know who that is, he's this guy on YouTube who posts vocal coach reacts videos, and they sometimes get over like 1 million views. And honestly, I'm usually someone who minds their own business, but I'm a little upset by the fact that I feel like he scams people out of their money and they just want to become better vocalists. So I think it's cool that Tristan Paredes has his YouTube channel and he gives his opinion on there of how people sing, and he tries to give them advice on what is wrong technically or how they should improve. But the main issue I take with him is the price of his online voice lessons. While I don't really know how many people take online voice lessons from him or use his Patreon, I'm just making this video to discuss something or warn of something that I don't think has really been discussed by anyone. Looking at his website, his prices are really high. He charges $200 for a 60-minute lesson, $150 for a 45-minute lesson, and $100 for a 30-minute lesson. Here's what we're not going to do. Charge $200 for a 1 hour long voice lesson. I know people who have taken hour-long voice lessons with professors at Juilliard who don't even charge that much money. So why does Tristan Paredes charge that much? I know that when I was younger and getting into music, I had no idea how to become better. I looked at a lot of different possibilities, from things like School of Rock to classical voice teachers. It is also tough to know what sort of price for voice lessons is justified when you or your parents don't have any experience with it. Right now I take vocal lessons from a man who has his doctorate from a prestigious musical institution in vocal performance. Do you know what he charges for an hour-long lesson? $50. Let me say that again. My hour-long lesson from someone with a doctorate in vocal performance charges $50, and a 30-minute session is only $25. Now, obviously that price varies among different voice teachers. I have friends that may pay $60 for an hour, or some that may pay $40. Do I have any that pay $200? No! I can get my weekly lessons for a month from someone well-trained and experienced for that amount of money. How experienced is Tristan Paredes? Well, he apparently does have bachelor's degrees in vocal performance and pedagogy, but his website does not even say where they're from. Going to his LinkedIn profile, apparently he went to the Evergreen State College. I have never heard of that in my life, but I guess that doesn't really matter. I do want to make it clear that I do not think you have to go to a more well-known or reputable music school to be a quality musician. Some of the most popular contemporary musicians in the world did not even go to a college for music at all. However, different music schools obviously offer different qualities of education. While I'm not saying that Evergreen State is necessarily a bad music school, it's not necessarily a good one either. Reputable schools are reputable for a reason. I think that Tristan Paredes is marketing himself to seem more quality than he actually is, and is easily able to trick singers and their parents trying to get a start in music. His LinkedIn profile says that he has studied with world-renowned opera singers, musical theater singers, musicologists, symphony instrumentalists, jazz musicians, professional classical guitarists. The list goes on and on. Well, so does every music major ever, Tristan. When you go to music school, you are exposed to these things. This does not make him unique. I am not trying to say that Tristan Paredes is not qualified at all. He did go to a music school, and he has a degree in vocal performance, and that counts for something. However, charging $200 for a lesson for his quality of musical training is honestly ridiculous. Also, I want to point out that watching a lot of his videos, he, 1, consistently does not use proper vocal technique himself, and also 2, consistently misjudges how well people sing, and does not discuss how they are not using vocal technique properly. I don't even plan on getting into that in this video. His website says that by using my intuitive, science-based approach, we can bypass a lot of the usual confusion experienced by most voice students and get right into what really matters, singing your favorite music. In my lessons, you won't do endless skills and exercises, but instead will learn how your voice works with practical information and application. While this is a matter of opinion, singing your favorite music is not what always really matters. If you really want to become a better singer, you have to do the skills and exercises sometimes. Just like learning in school, or really anything else you do, practice makes perfect. Legitimate vocal teachers make you do scales and exercises because they are the basis of what makes you a better singer. Not only do they help you warm up, but the things you learn in your exercises become what you apply to everything else you do with your voice. I also feel like he is misleading by saying there's a lot of usual confusion with voice students and making it seem like you do not learn how your voice works. If you take lessons from a quality voice teacher, it will not be confusing and you will learn how your voice works tenfold. Much more than you will, at least in one lesson with Tristan Paredes, anyway. If you are always studying the songs you want to learn and not focusing specifically on technical things, you are not going to grow as a musician. Just like if you always do the workouts in the gym that are easy and skip doing the nitty-gritty work. Even though true technical training may not always be fun, it is how you get to the next level. Also, why is Tristan's website so strangely vague, saying that he stays up to date on new developments in vocal research? Like, what? Now, I do not think that Tristan Paredes is completely wrong with everything he says or everything he does. Like, for instance, sometimes teachers can overemphasize exercises, but it's also all about the application of them. Just singing songs and changing things within them is usually not as useful without having a sort of baseline formed from exercises you do. In the many voice lessons I've done with different collegiate professors or just different voice teachers, we work on both songs and exercises. It is important to find someone who can provide you with the happy medium you need. So, ultimately, it comes down to what is important to you. If you are asking, where do I go from here? You need to ask yourself what you ultimately want from music. If you are wanting to go to college for music or get into a music school, most of them, especially prestigious ones, are looking for you to have classical training. This is where you find art songs and things like opera. I would suggest finding a legitimate classical teacher in your area that you could take weekly lessons from that will help you improve as an artist. Sometimes college professors or even high school music teachers give lessons. If you are not very interested in classical music and are more interested in being a better contemporary artist, I would again look at teachers in your area who are well studied in this and that you could take lessons from, preferably that are not $200. I do think, though, that classical training gives you a good basis on how to sing every type of music because of the technique training you get from it. After studying classical music and technique, I became an overall better singer, not just a better contemporary singer or Broadway-style singer or anything else. If you just love Tristan Paredes or are a fan of his, maybe taking a lesson from him is worth it to you. If you are wanting to go to music school, taking one lesson from him will not help you become the singer you need or want to be. You cannot become the best singer ever from one voice lesson, no matter who you take it from. It just doesn't work like that. Just like anything else, there is not just a one-time solution to your goals. If you seriously want to better yourself as a vocalist, Tristan Paredes is not the answer. Get a legitimate private voice teacher. I do agree with Tristan in his video on his website where he says,
So here's the disclaimer, right? She did the work, okay? She did the work, it wasn't me.
my current voice teacher always says something along these lines, in that it is ultimately us who teach ourselves how to sing. It takes hours and hours of hard work and dedication. We get advice along the way and do what we can to apply it. If you see a private voice teacher for an hour a week, you are the one who is practicing an hour, however long, every day besides that. We do what we can along the way to become the best singers we want to become. Tristan says on his Patreon that he wants to build a community where singing ideas and concepts are shared freely among one another, not hidden behind massive paywalls and filled with confusing pseudoscience. Tristan, your lessons are $200. I mean, I know a boy has to make a profit, but like, come on. As a musician myself, I love music and I support musicians. However, I really thought it was important that I put this out there so that any aspiring musician can consider their options before taking lessons with Tristan Paredes. Teaching people that vocal exercises are a pseudoscience, that's actually just crazy. The fact of the matter is that becoming a better singer is a whole lot more than singing a song you like one time and having Tristan tell you if you sound good or not. Ultimately, do what you want, but I hope this video provided some insight for someone who loves music and singing as much as I do.